Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to today's reading. Let's continue. So, once again, we are going through Money Isn't the Problem, You Are. So, with these recordings, I welcome you. You can use this as a multitasking. You can hit play, put your earbuds in, do your dishes, go for your walk, whatever you can do. So, try to allow yourself the opportunity to multitask while receiving. So some of these things that we're doing, you might be like feeling overwhelmed or I don't have time to do it. I invite you to challenge that stuck thought pattern and to give yourself the opportunity to just ask yourself, where and how can I maybe integrate or change things up to be able to do both. So, Fun Day Friday. How are you guys? Are you doing anything fun this weekend? I'd love to hear from you guys. It is also kind of my financial Friday as well, so I do invite you to say hello to your money. Let's do I don't want money. 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 So say that as many times as you can. Open up your bank account, say hello, I love money, money loves me. Allow all of these things to come to you. So last Friday, we did our home play, or we had home play for the weekend of finding what your magic number is using the energy pull. So I invite you to do that and try to listen to those recordings. You will get a lot out of it. Let's exercise those muscles. So hopefully you can find time, hit play, listen to this, or if you want to do it mindfully, you're more than welcome to sit down, watch me read, or just listen to me read, write down anything that bubbles up. But let's continue. If money weren't the issue, what would you choose? When you're shopping for an item, you can take away the sense of need and the sense of no money by asking yourself, if money weren't the issue, what would I choose? Most of us make choices based on what we think we need and can't have. When you ask yourself, if money weren't the issue, what would I choose? It removes money as the basis of your choice. Dane went to buy a printer. He was looking at several different models, and I asked, if money weren't the issue, which one would you choose? His first thought was, I'd pick the biggest one. It was $500, which was a little out of his range, but that's what he thought he would get if money weren't an issue. But then he started looking around, and he found another printer that did almost everything the $500 one did. It was $150. He said, if money weren't the issue, I'd choose the $150 printer. Once he got rid of the I need this, but I can't have it, he saw that he could have everything that he desired at a much better price. Like Dane, most of us assume that if money weren't the issue, we would buy the best and the most expensive item. When you remove money as the issue, you can see, I don't really want the big one. Sometimes the best is not really what you need. For $150, you get everything you wanted in the first place. Rather than assuming that if you had the so-called best, you would do more, have more, create more, you can use this question to give you a sense of what your personal perspective is. It allows you to see what is true value. I'm sorry if you can hear my washing machine in the background. Multitasking. It allows you to see what the true value of something is for you. It snaps you out of the viewpoint, I can't have this because. If your personal choice were the only criterion for choosing, what would you choose? You'd get the best for you given the circumstances for which you're buying things. There are also times when you'll ask, if money weren't the issue, what would I choose? And you'll decide to get the most expensive thing. Again, you're not making money the criterion. You are making a choice based on what is best for you. Are you willing to pay taxes? Some people resist paying taxes. They have decided they never want to pay taxes again, and they'll do whatever they can do to avoid it. But that is a very bad decision, because when they do this, they cut down the money they're willing to receive. In order to have, you must be willing to receive everything, including taxation. If you're not willing to pay taxes, then you're not willing to have the income. Personally, I like to pay more taxes. You want to be able to pay outrageous amounts of taxes because that means you can receive outrageous amounts of money. We worked with a man who joined an untaxing group, which held the position that is illegal for the IRS to collect taxes. Their viewpoint is the IRS is a private corporation that has been given the tax collecting system and is not covered in Constitution, so therefore they are an illegal group. After he told us about this, I said, cool, let me tell you something about your income. Since you joined the group, it's dropped by half. The guy said, whoa, how did you know that? When you try to hide, it means you're not allowing yourself to receive. It's impossible to stay hidden and also increase the amount of money you're making. Is there some part of you that you're hiding? Everything you are trying to hide with regards to taxes and taxation and all the kinds of things would you destroy and uncreate all those decisions and claim and own that you can pay whatever frickin' taxes you choose? The best defense is always to be offensively rich. Debt versus past expenditures. Sometimes people ask me about debt and where debt fits into all of this talk about money. Have you ever noticed that debt sounds very much like death? Did you know that the word mortgage comes from mort, meaning death, and that originally meant dead pledge or death of it? In other words, I'm going to work for this house until I'm dead, which is pretty much the way most people do it. When you have debts to pay, instead of thinking of yourself as a debtor, and we've all had many lifetimes in which debtor prisons actually existed, and we went to jail for owing money, think about what you are paying off as a past expenditures. You have past expenditures to pay off, not debts. So we use that language in our exercises too the other day, whereas the money, past expenditures, we would like to try to transition our language instead of debts to that. If you function from the point of view of past expenditures rather than debt, you'll start clearing that stuff. Every time you say debt, you trigger all of the remembrances of all lifetimes went to debtor's prison. Let's get rid of the debt. So credit. If you have credit, then you can be in debt. Isn't that great? Have you worked to make yourself credit worthy so you could have a bigger debt? That's the way it works. If you aren't credit worthy, you aren't debt worthy. Credit worthy means you can owe more money. How cool is this? We suggest that you change your perspective about credit. Don't try to create credit worthiness. Look for the abundance of your cash worthiness. Ask, how do I increase cash flow? What are the infinite possibilities for a whole heck of a lot of cash to come into my life? I have people say to me, oh, I have all this debt. I say, okay, you've got all this debt. How much more would you have to earn per month to pay it off? They say, I have no idea. My monthly credit card payment is $500. I say, great. That means in 20 years, you'll have that sucker paid off. If you pay the smallest amount of money that is owed on your credit card, do you realize the $40 that you charged will end up costing you $200? Gee, I wonder why banks like you to charge things. It's good to charge, right? Get over it. It's good to make money, and that's what's good. Are you more interested in how cool it is to have credit cards than how cool it is to make money? Sometimes I see people open their wallets, a long line of credit cards fall out, and I ask, why do you need those? They say, well, I have lots of credit. Look at all the things I can buy. I say, you can't buy shit. You don't have any money. They say, yes, I can buy lots of things. I say, yeah, but you don't have any money. You are insane. I know someone who went through his wallet, took out all of his credit cards, and put them away so he wasn't carrying his debt around with him. Great idea. Then he said when he gets into all the cards paid off, that he can slowly but surely put them back into his wallet. if he's foolish enough to do that. If you can start to live with cash and the money that flows in your life, you'll start to expand. When we think, oh my God, I'm out of money, that's just the point of view. I'm out of money. I've got to use my credit. That point of view all by itself is enough to lock you up because it's a lie. Give up your credit cards. Find a different way. Create money. Don't create credit and debt that follows it. The tool that will follow will help you do this. Tithe to the church of you. Tithe is a 10% part of one's income that is contributed to charity or support one's church. Do you believe in tithing to your church? What about tithing to the church of you? Would you be willing to do that? Here's what you do. Take 10% of everything that comes into your life and put it away. Put it into a savings account, put it in the bank, put it under your mattress. It doesn't matter where you put it, just put it away. Don't spend it. If you continue to put 10% away, you demonstrate to the universe that you desire money. When the tithe to your church of you, the universe responds, oh, you like money? Okay, we'll give you more. You might be thinking, gosh, I'm barely making ends meet. Now am I going to set 10% aside? The answer is by doing it. The universe honors whatever you request of it. If you honor you by tithing 10% of what you take in, the universe says, oh, you want to be honored with 10%. Here is some more to honor yourself. Do you take care of your bills before the tithe of you? When you pay your bills first, have you noticed how the number of bills grow? Why is that? Because you're honoring your bills and the universe says, oh, you like bills? I'll give you more bills. This doesn't mean that you don't pay your bills. What you do is honor you, and if you have to stretch things a little bit or pay catch up later, no problem. If you can start to honor yourself first and tithe 10% to the church of you, within 6 months to a year, your whole financial situation will turn around. You will hit financial targets you made 1 billion years ago when you said, when I have this amount of money, I am going to be rich. When I hit this amount of money, I'm going to be very rich. These are decisions that you don't even remember making, but when you achieve them, you experience a sense of peace within yourself, and the frantic need for money goes away. Just 10%. My friend who owned an antique shop was borrowing $100,000 every 6 months to go to Europe to buy antiques. The bank charged him 10 points upfront to get the money. That means they charged him $10,000 to borrow the money. So he got $90,000, but he had to pay back $100,000, plus they charged him 15% interest on the money. So if he took a year to pay it off, how much money was he paying? The interest rate was 25%. It cost him $25,000 to borrow $100,000 if he didn't pay it back in 6 months. He was working his ass off. One day I said to him, if you would just put 10% away within 6 months to a year, your whole financial condition could turn around. He started doing it, and within 6 months he had doubled the size of his shop, and he was going to Europe to buy antiques with his own $100,000. His business doubled, and his wife's business went from $250,000 to $1.5 million. About 2 years later, I walked into a shop and looked around. I said, oh, you used that 10%, didn't you? He said, oh, are you a psychic? I said, yeah, yes, that, and the fact that I can feel the energy in here. You're desperate to sell things. It no longer feels like a place where everything is worth a lot. It's like everything is on discount. You've changed the energy of your shop, and you expect to succeed based on what? Since then, he's gotten more and more desperate because he didn't go back to tithing 10%. Does he return my calls anymore? No. Why? He knows that if he went back to doing the 10%, it would work again. But he won't do it. It's his choice. So that's where we're going to finish for today. Until tomorrow, money come, money come, money come. And wishing you a great day. Bye-bye.